This Virgin Atlantic flight got diverted mid-flight, and it revealed everything about their business class service. Today I'm flying the brand new A330-900neo upper class from Seattle to London, testing out the new privacy suites and the stunning new cabin design. But when the unexpected happened, we got to see if Virgin's famous crew would crumble under pressure or save the day. Let's start in Seattle.
Apologies for disturbing you. Unfortunately, it's going to necessitate a diversion.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to fly Virgin Atlantic from Seattle to London on their upper class on their Airbus A330-900neo. So just at the check-in area now, I'm going to check in and then going to go to the lounge and explore everything. Let's go.
The check-in was smooth and easy with good explanation from the ground staff. Virgin Atlantic doesn't have their own clubhouse in Seattle, but upper-class passengers get access to Delta One Lounge in Concourse A near Gate 11, one level above the Sky Club. Let's check out this impressive lounge. The entry is the same for Delta Sky Club members as Delta One. Once checked in, you take the elevator to the 4th floor for the Delta One Lounge. This lounge is wholly focused on dining. You don't have to eat, of course, but all seating in this lounge is intended for dining. Just inside there's a brasserie area with booths, and further into the lounge are tables including seats along an open kitchen concept. There's a semi-outer terrace as well with seating in comfortable padded chairs or benches. The terrace is covered overhead and there are glass walls, but they have opening between the panels to let fresh air in.
Wow, this lounge is so amazing. There's a waiter by our table taking our order. So now we just ordered a lot of food and drinks. It's really amazing lounge and it's so quiet here. It's not many people around. To enter here, you have to only fly business class internationally. There's no credit card or status that can get you in here, so you have to fly a long-haul international business class to get in, or first class.
The menu is massive and includes house-made dumplings, a wide variety of tapas-style starters, several entrees, and a cheese and a dessert menu. There is also a separate drink menu with a lot of variety to choose from. We kicked off with a champagne and a lychee martini, followed quickly by the tuna and house-made dumplings. For the main, I tested the ramen while my girlfriend went for the steak. And yes, we absolutely made room for the dessert cart. Perfect timing. Just as we finished, we spotted our inbound aircraft touching down. That's our cue. Time to see if the onboard experience can match the ground game. Let's go to the gate.
So just exited the Delta One Lounge now, going to the gate. We have a kind of far walk to the gate. It's 20 to 30 minutes. We are at the S gates, S7, so it's kind of far. Delta Lounge is at A11. The Delta One Lounge was really nice. There was only seating at the table, no buffet or anything like that. And you had a waiter that took your order, so it was really good. Food was great, so Delta did a great job with the lounges here. So yeah, now it's time to go to Virgin and check out their business class product. Let's go.
One quick tip if you're flying this route, leave the lounge early. It took us a solid 20 to 30 minutes, including a train ride, to finally reach our gate. Let's scan our boarding pass. In the meantime, have a look at the seat map. Today's aircraft is the Airbus A330-900neo, featuring a 3-class configuration: Economy, Premium Economy and Upper Class. Starting at the back, Economy Class offers 184 seats in a 2-4-2 layout, which is fairly standard for this aircraft type. Moving up to Premium Economy, there are 46 seats arranged in a 2-3-2 configuration with noticeably better legroom and more comfortable overall experience compared to Economy. Up front is the Upper Class with 32 fully enclosed suites in a 1-2-1 layout, giving every passenger direct aisle access. At the very front are 2 retreat suites featuring extra large ottoman and enough space for 2 people to dine face to face. These are the best seats on the aircraft. but Virgin does charge extra for them, typically around $240 to $380. Behind those are the rest of the upper class cabin, following the same one-to-one layout, ensuring privacy and easy aisle access for everyone. The moment you step on board, that signature Virgin mood lighting hits you. The deep purples and reds instantly sets the vibe. And so does the crew. They greeted everyone with the classic Virgin charm, upbeat, personal and generally fun. It's the X factor that really sets this airline apart. Arriving at my seat, I could immediately tell this feels like a significant upgrade over the A350 seats I reviewed on my flight to the US. Once I settled in, the crew came around with a glass of champagne, and they even handed out pajamas for this flight, a nice touch for a transatlantic hop.
So just in the suite, it's a really nice cabin here. Virgin has a lot of different cabin types, but on the A330-900neo it's really nice. We have a closing door and everything, so I'm gonna show you the seats when we have it taken off, but for now we got a champagne and enjoying the pre-boarding.
Let's fasten our seatbelts and get in the air. I want to give you a full tour of this seat, but stick around for the service review, because on this flight the crew is about to be tested in a way I didn't see coming. Tonight's route was originally scheduled to take us from Seattle, flying north over Canada, Greenland and Iceland before descending into London Heathrow. The scheduled flight time was around 9 hours and 45 minutes. Well, it was supposed to be 9 hours, but just as we crossed the Hudson Bay, we started diverting towards Goose Bay. It turned out to be a little longer than expected, but more on that later. Before the detour, everything started perfectly. Takeoff was smooth and right on schedule. And I have to say, these Rolls-Royce Trent 7000 engines are whisper quiet compared to the older A330s. Once we were in the air, the crew came around to take our meal and drink orders. Looking at the menu, the food options felt a little bit limited. Just 2 starters, 3 mains and 2 desserts to choose from. The drink selection was much stronger though. They offered both a French champagne and an English sparkling wine, alongside a solid list of wine, beers and cocktails. For dinner, I locked in the prawns for the appetizer and the chicken for main. To starting off, I ordered Virgin's signature Bloody Mary. It's actually my first time ever trying it. I paired it with a Coke Zero and a bowl of chips to settle in. There was also a breakfast card at the seat. You just fill out what you want or if you want to be woken up at all before you go to sleep. It's a smart solution that speeds up service on these shorter transatlantic hops.
So just got airborne now, and now I'm having my first ever Bloody Mary, I think, and actually never tasted it, but it was good in a weird way, I would say. Also got some snacks, so now we started the meal service. It's gonna come in 1 hour after departure, it says on the menu card, so let's see how the dinner is.
Before the meal service kicks off, let's do a deep dive into the seats itself. Right in front of you, we got a crisp 17.3-inch touchscreen TV, which crucially comes with Bluetooth audio pairing. Directly underneath is the footwell. It is decent sized, and it's here you will find the mattress topper and the duvet during boarding. To your side, there's a massive console table. This gives you plenty of surface area for drinks and devices during the flight. There's a panel here that lifts to reveal a vanity mirror and a wired entertainment controller. For seat adjustments, you have 2 options. There's a simple panel with easy presets, taking you from takeoff mode to a fully flat bed with 1 touch. Then on the main console, there's a secondary control interface where you can fine-tune individual cushions to get comfortable. Tech-wise, Virgin really nailed it on the A330neo. You get the AC power outlet, 2 USB-A ports, and a fast USB-C port. There's even a wireless charging pad built right into the side shelf, which is a game changer. Each seat has an enclosed storage compartment, which also has a small mirror that swings out. Above that is a small reading light. The tray table extends from the armrest and can be folded over in half. The bottom part of the tray table has a circular shape, presumably so the larger passenger can sit more comfortably. Next to your foot is a small but smart storage area for storing cameras, medicine and other small things within reach. One of the headline features here is the door. This is quite easy to use and can easily be pulled open or shut to add a real layer of privacy from the aisle. Finally, looking up, yes, we have individual air nozzles. It seems like a small detail, but on warm cabin, personal air vents are a lifesaver. Overall, this is an excellent hard product and a big step forward for Virgin's upper class. Waiting at my seat was the Amenity Kit, and honestly this ended up being one of the weaker parts of the upper class experience. I usually enjoy collecting these kits as small travel souvenirs, but Virgin's approach here is very minimal. Instead of a reusable pouch, you get a simple, recycled paper goodie bag. I understand the sustainability angle, especially since many kits are left behind, but it does feel a little bit underwhelming for business class. Inside you will find the basics, a dental kit, eye mask, earplugs, socks, and a hand, lip and body cream from Ren. That said, the essentials are covered and the Ren products are a nice touch. Overall, it's a functional but forgettable amenity kit. Fine for the flight, but nothing you want to take home. Before the meal even started, there was a small detail that immediately stood out. The salt and pepper shakers. They're shaped like little airplanes, and underneath there is a cheeky message that reads "Pinched from Virgin Atlantic." It's a fun touch and very on brand for Virgin. Dinner was served about an hour after takeoff. For the starter, I chose the Bloody Mary prawns served with horseradish slaw, capers and olives. They looked promising, but flavor-wise they were pretty muted. There wasn't much going on, and they didn't really taste of anything in particular. For the main course, I went with a crispy chicken breast stuffed with boursin cheese, served with herb potato wedges, garlic spinach, and a roasted red pepper cream sauce. Unfortunately, the chicken was a bit on the dry side, and I found myself reaching for the salt and pepper to bring out more flavors. Dessert was the highlight of the meal. The white chocolate mascarpone mousse actually had a good flavor, wasn't overly sweet, and was easily the best part of the dining experience. Overall, this was an okay meal. It looked better than it tasted, and while everything was perfectly edible, the flavors didn't quite live up to the rest of the upper class experience.
One thing I always use when I'm traveling is a VPN that shields your digital life from hackers and anyone else that wants to snoop on your data. I have partnered up with Private Internet Access, or PIA, as today's video sponsor. I've been using PIA myself for the last 10 years privately, and I reached out to them to see if they could sponsor me. And if you use my link in the description below, you support me and my continuous work here, and you will also get 83% discount and 4 months completely free. And if you're using PIA, your data is shielded from anyone else, and you can also select any other countries in the world that you want to be in. So if you're streaming Netflix or accessing gay-restricted content, PIA can avoid that. So yeah, check out the link in the description and use my link. I will be really happy.
With dinner service cleared, it was time to change into the provided upper class pajamas. They're soft, comfortable and definitely help for an overnight flight. Although it's worth noting that slippers aren't included. That's a small miss, as many competitors do offer them in business class. I headed to the restroom to change. There are 3 lavatories serving the upper class cabin, 1 exclusively at the front and 2 at the rear, which is shared with premium economy. While they aren't especially large, they were clean, modern and well maintained. Design-wise, they follow Virgin's signature look, dark finishes, subtle purple lighting, and it fits the sleek nightclub vibe of the cabin perfectly. Back at my seat, it was time to get some rest on this red eye. The bedding provided is solid. A soft mattress pad, a generously sized pillow and a cozy blanket, it all feels of high quality. The bed itself is comfortable and supportive, although the footwell is on the narrower side, which can feel a little bit restrictive if you like to move around while sleeping. But the headline feature here is the door. It slides smoothly and adds a clear sense of privacy, especially combined with those high sweet walls. Overall, this works really well for an overnight flight, and compared to Virgin's old 787 coffin class, this is a massive upgrade.
So this suite is really cozy and spacious actually. I really like the private door. You are completely in your own cocoon. So really private, I cannot see anything or anyone around me. So I think I'm gonna sleep here for a a good time and it's gonna be nice. So Virgin has a lot of different aircraft types and different cabins on them. A330-900neo is their newest. I think they're gonna refurbish every cabin now. They just announced that they're gonna do that. The worst product, I think, is the 787. It's called the coffin class, but it's still business. But then you're laying in an angle and facing other people, and it's not that good. But this one is really, really good. Just finished with a meal now. It was okay. It wasn't the best I've tasted. The starter was a prawn with some tomato things on it. It was, I will say, okay. The main was chicken. That was okay as well. Nothing special. A little bit dry chicken. A little tasteless. Had to use a lot of salt and pepper. And for dessert, I had chocolate mousse, and it was actually decent. It was good. And now I'm in the bed. It's a really comfortable bed. It's really wide. No problems with my shoulder whatsoever, and the foot area, footwell is actually really good space and wide as well. So it's 6 hours and 26 minutes till we land. So I think I'm gonna try to sleep until breakfast now. So hopefully I will be able to sleep. Put on my seatbelt and my eye mask and go to sleep. See you in some hours.
I managed to drift off for a short while, but then the atmosphere changed. There was a lot of sudden noise and activity in the galley behind us. Clearly something was wrong.
So it looks like we are actually diverting now because of a medical problem. There is one person that needs oxygen, and I'm not sure if they have enough oxygen on the plane. So the screen here updated for a landing in 2 hours and 1 minute. That's impossible to get to London. So the cabin crew has been really good. They've been running around, and there's a doctor on board, so she's taking care of the patients. But it looks like we're gonna divert for. I'm not sure where we're going actually. Maybe St. John's or something. We will see. I'll keep you updated. So a new adventure on the flight.
Shortly after, the captain came on with the PA explaining the situation.
Apologies for disturbing you. Unfortunately, somebody really may have already noticed that we have developed a bit of a scenario on the aircraft with one of our customers who's taken unwell this evening. Unfortunately, it's going to necessitate a diversion. So we've just turned and we're at the moment diverting to Goose Bay in Canada. Obviously, the welfare of our customers is of paramount importance.
So the in-flight screen now updated for YYR, Happy Valley Goose Bay. So that's where we're going now.
We landed in Goose Bay, Canada, and the medical team boarded immediately. After the passenger was safely offloaded, we had a short stop for refueling. It was a tense hour, but the crew handled it with total professionalism. Once we were topped up, it was time to head to London again, and for me, hopefully get a second chance to sleep. As we neared London, it was time to wake up and get some breakfast.
Good morning. Just woke up after sleeping for I think it was around 3 hours after the diversion. Now it's 1 hour and 10 minutes before landing. Breakfast is coming. So let's have breakfast.
I went for the full English option: egg, sausage, bacon, and the usual sides. It was served hot and nicely presented. While it wasn't anything extraordinary, it was solid, filling, and exactly what you need after waking up after a long night. And that coffee, much needed. After breakfast, it was time to change back into regular clothes and take a final look at the entertainment system before landing. Virgin in-flight entertainment system Vera is easy to use and runs on a crisp 17-inch touchscreen with a wide remote for when you recline. The content selection is strong with a nice international mix of movies that goes beyond the usual Hollywood blockbusters. A big plus for this cabin is Bluetooth audio, so you can use your own headphones. Pairing is simple, just tap the Bluetooth icon on top of the screen and connect your device. Wi-Fi is available on board, but unfortunately it didn't work for us on this flight. But overall, the entertainment offering is excellent. We finally touched down in London about 3 hours later than scheduled. Right at the jet bridge, our representative was waiting to hand out information sheets explaining the diversion and detailing our passenger rights.
So this was Virgin from Seattle via Goose Bay to London Heathrow. Actually an eventful flight. Hope for the sick passenger that she's doing okay. Now we just cleared immigration and security, so we're making our connection. The seats on the Airbus A330-900neo is really good. So much space. The only thing that is lacking is should have a little bit more storage space. But other than that, they are far better than other Virgin seats. The food was, I would say, mediocre. Wasn't anything tasteful. Needed a lot of salt and pepper. The chicken was a little bit dry. So, and the breakfast was okay. It was also a little bit untasteful. So, needed a lot of salt and pepper. But on the other hand, the crew were really good. They were super attentive the entire flight, especially during when we were diverting. They asked every passenger if we needed something, if they wanted to talk, so they were really good. And so Virgin Atlantic, really good. Until next time, have a safe flight.
It proved that the true test of an airline isn't when everything goes to plan, it's how they handle it when things go wrong. And in that regard, Virgin was exceptional.